Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Breakout Racing League. We're here for the 18th round of the championship. It is the circuit of the Americas, and I don't know why my headphones just went weird there. There we go. Never mind me. It is the circuit of the Americas, of course. A track in real life Formula One has caused some interesting moments. It's had championship deciders of Lewis Hamilton and Lewis Hamilton. We've also had many other great stuff that's happened here, including that time when the race almost got rained out, except for they decided to run it on a Monday, which they could have done on Spa. And then, of course, last year, a massive crowd here last year at the Circuit of the Americas in real life Formula One, where, of course, everyone thought, oh my god, Americans actually care about Formula One? Yes. Yes, they do. Good job, Netflix. Don't know what this intro is. I'm just glad to be back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to T1. And joining me, as always, of course, is the GOAT, Katra. Welcome.
Yeah, that's probably the most funniest opening cadence I've ever had in my life.
So, we have 15 drivers here. We have, let me actually get the tyres up at the moment. We see some medium tyres on, so it looks like we have a little bit of a mix here at the moment. Of course, Circuit of the Americas, 20 turns. It's one of those tracks where, I mean, if you were here for Tier 2 about an hour ago, you might have different opinions. But it's just one of those tracks where it can be, look, it can be one of those tracks where it can come down to strategy, or it could just come down to just holding on, or it could come down to not quarter cutting in that first sector, because that's very easy to do.
Yes, it really is easy to do indeed. In fact, about a season ago, 90% of the Tier 1 grid had penalties, so let's try to avoid from that here, guys.
Yes, it's and I can guarantee you right now they all come from the first sector. I mean, there is a little bit in those last two corners. If you go a little bit wide, you can track extend, as Chandler's already validated. There are other parts of the track, but the main part really is that first sector, and yeah, that can be absolutely ruthless, as you see Sinev through there right now. Championship points at the moment, well, me and Katra have no idea, because the points have not been updated.
Thanks,
so, thanks, Chandler. Really appreciate it, especially I wasn't here last week. But
Okay.
we will. I'm trying to find someone here who's on a lap, but pretty much everyone so far has done an invalidation, except for, I can almost rely on Feta, who has not done an invalidation so far in the Aston Martin.
Yeah, curse him yet.
No, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. We have 14 minutes to go. Everyone on their first laps, phone laps here at the Circuit of the Americas, watching Feta cheats for the rest of this lap and see what the first time will be, unless one the Haas and the AlphaTauri up ahead are on clean laps. I do not know. Well, yeah, Crispy was 32.8 on the medium tyres. Here comes Feta, who's on a 34.0. So 32.8, first one on the board for Crispy.
Yeah, right now I think it's honestly going to be really integrative for this tire. So what they choose from the C4, C3, C2, C4 being soft, C3 being the medium, C2 being the hard. Is this going to be a full dry American Grand Prix, both qualifying and the race itself? So strategy, we're going to get a little bit of that. It's going to be fun to see. And, well, that also means the tire to qualify, if you're in the top 10, is actually important.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting as interesting stuff there goes below on my screen. I don't know if something has happened here, or is that just me? Is Katra there? No,
Yes.
Katra is here. So it's not. I was worried it was me for a second there. Right. I think we're having a good old restart here.
I think so, because Cookie crashed.
All right.
Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, we're restarting.
Maniko with the lobby restart. Thank you very much, Maniko. There. And I just need to do this. There we go. All right. Well, this is the awkward part of the stream now. Hello, Ritzy. Hello. Hello, my friend. and hello to the people here in the chat. We just wait for when the lottery starts back up and going again.
That's why. Apparently
Yes.
it's set to clear. Interesting.
Oh. I don't know if that's really necessary for a lobby route, but okay. I think some people just want some rain here tonight. Oh, well, I understand now what you mean about T2 then.
PTSD.
This T1 stream will turn into a podcast if it turns into Tier 2 stuff, everybody. Me and Katra will just start talking about iRacing, like we always do.
I think we should just hit the Tier 1 stream and do that anyway. I'm kidding.
Alright, I'm loading up iRacing right now. Since, as Groggy's saying, Ray makes this track actually interesting. Sure about that?
Groggy, were you in the same race I was, like, 30 minutes ago?
I don't know about that. I question you saying that this track with rain. I would absolutely love if it's just dry anyway. So we've just wasted the last 5 minutes. I would love for it to just be dry.
Honestly,
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that'd be great. Apparently, the session start time was also randomized as well, so it was sunset.
Yes, and I can tell you this right now, the sun at this track with the sunset is brutal.
Here comes
absolutely brutal. Then we have a winner on our hands. Another two T2 but with more chaos. Well, if this was T4, maybe, but I don't know. Because T2 that did that and it helped in the action. No, I'll just message Skippy and just say, hey, I'll pay you $100 if you can come in here and entertain us. I don't know what that means.
So,
go on, Catcher.
What happened?
Let's just move on. Bailey, just ignore what I just said.
I hate having selective hearing. But I think we petitioned. We have a chance now. We have an audience, right? We have a backing. We petition for iRacing streams. We go join Rick. We just chill.
Shout out to Rick James.
Yeah.
I do it every time. Rick James TV1, everybody. Shout out to the great legend of former commentating of BRL Tier 1. Still part of the family if he ever wanted to come and do something. About to get back underway here for qualifying once again. And Maniko, please do let us know if the weather if there is any weather, or we've just wasted the last 5 minutes of just restarting the lobby. Now, Katra, if you do have a great memory, who did win last week in Japan?
Japan? I believe it was. I can't remember. Oh, God. Help. Here, I'll go look it up for you. I'll go look it up.
Remember, this is we're the two. Katra, has Katra not included Katra's audio?
What?
Has Katra not included Katra's audio when Katra... Has Katra forgotten that I cannot stream through my PC at the moment?
No, I included the audio. I was the big smart.
Her audio is included, she's just quiet. Well, then Katra, you gotta yell more. Maniko, be more specific, okay. I don't know if this will help, but there you go. I don't know if that helps with streaming anyway. Who cares? We are back.
Louis.
And we are back here at the moment. It is cloudy conditions. And once again, as I said before, I was going to say before, that Ray laying in the race. Well, that's better than Ray the entire race, to be honest.
Okay,
I think
I
we'll...
have it. Use the many
All right.
arsenals in my disposal. It was Drix, Axe,
Drinks!
and not Drix, sorry, Louis. I got it prepared.
I was about to say, I was like, wow!
Yeah, it was Louis, Axe, Cam. I'm not sure if that order finished the way it was. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Cam changed his gamer tag. That is Neymar everyone.
Yes, I had a feeling of that. But I'm probably still going to call him Neymar anyway. So, drivers making their way out now for their first lap times here at the moment. Medium tyres there as well. Here's an interesting thought. With rain late in the race, do we, as I don't know what's Chandler doing there, do you think it's a soft tyre start? Or do they still go mediums?
Medium.
Do they still go mediums? Mediums? Okay.
So basically, the softs off the start, what I've heard from numerous sources, I'm just going to say it broadly, they are, for lack of a better term, horrible.
Wow, so they've gotten worse in this game. Okay.
Correct, yes. So basically, think of it like, I can't remember a good explanation. Oh yeah, China. Softs at China. Think of it like that, kind of the same way. After about 5 laps, you're like crying.
Because as you all know, if you watch T3, I don't play the game. And
I don't race anymore, so blame you.
I'm getting close to it. What I remember from 2020, you could go to about 10 laps on these softs, but it sounds like, according to Catcher the Goat, the softs have gotten worse around here. So
you can go about 10 or so laps, but the medium is definitely the better strategy.
Yes, and then everyone will throw a basket if this game just throws up a curveball and says, you know what, you know about when I said rain at the end of the race? No, we're going to have rain at lap 5.
Oh, you know what? We're actually raining now.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if I see a few people maybe go the softs just in case of that certain thing. Because you know what this game can be like. I am seeing absolutely red around the board of invalidations here at the moment. And as Monica said, call me Ted Credits. Well, we need someone who's got better knowledge of this game than us two iRacing nerds, so...
Yeah, please. I'm over here trying to do Bathurst. I don't know about Kodo. What do you mean?
Yeah, shout out to Bathurst. Here's Triggs. Got to stick with Triggs here in the McLaren. And see what he can do with this one here at the moment. And Monica, well, the fact is that if I have someone to talk in the chat with, that'd be fantastic. But watch the end of Triggs here and see what the McLaren can do with 13 minutes to go. Ferrari Nut goes to top with a 32.3 on the soft tyres. As we will see now, if I got the thing correct, yes I do. Watch the end of Triggs coming to the last corner now. And let's see where Driggs can go in the McLaren. To the line, he comes in, he goes to top with a 31.461.
Yeah, that's going to be something to look out for, is who can get the best lap at the moment. Because, I mean, validations, like you said a little bit earlier on, is kind of plaguing the entire field so far. A couple drivers on flying lap, Bailey being one of them, but he's a validated Zenaf, actually going through into turn 19 on the medium compounded tire. So he's actually the first one that's going to set a lap time on that C3. What can the Ferrari do? Around turn 20 he goes up to the line at 33.4.
Goes to P3 here at the moment. He is crispy in the Alpha Tauri. He did before this session, before we moved sessions, sit around a 32, I do believe. So we'll wait and see as now we come around the last corner. Let's see what the AlphaTauri can do. Crispy to the line, doesn't want to go too much to the right, and he goes P3.
Wow.
In the AlphaTauri.
Good lap from Crispy. Deer Hunter around turn 20. He goes on the softs in the Haas. He backs out of it, actually, at the end of his lap. And so does a 32.5.
must have been on hot lap as Cam's retired in the pit lane, I do believe. Let's see. Hoops invalidated his lap first time by, but a few of these guys do remember probably just taking it easy on this first lap and then going for the next run on a set of mediums, or they're just going to mess around for the next 6 or so minutes and then go on the mediums at the end, which is highly likely. And oh, thank you, Manico. This is why. Yep, there we go. There we go. Great memory. He's literally Ted Kravitz here. So, Katra, I'm going to ask you this now since we're halfway through qualifying. Who do you think is going to take pole position here when there's not a lot to see here at the moment in terms of who's got the pace here or not, but who do you think's going to take pole?
Well, honestly, what I've seen, especially a week ago, Mumu grabbing pole at Suzuka, I think he could replicate that here today. Obviously, he's been pretty quick. And then AlphaTauri, but he's getting out of the way from his teammate Crispy. But I honestly think that that one AlphaTauri, either that being Mumu or Crispy, could definitely top the timing sheets here in Kota.
Interested to see how it all pans out. Axe out there who's about to start a lap at the moment in the Mercedes here at the moment. And most of the drivers are in the pit lane right now. Fetter's actually out there on a lap at the moment as well in the Aston Martin. It's Driggs on top here at the moment so far with a 31.461.
Reinhardt actually is going through. Never mind, he is going to the pit lane as well, so that makes even more drivers in the pit lane. So, well, not much really active on track right now.
No, as I said, it's either going to be this middle part where those mediums are going to be popped on, or at the end. Watch Feder here coming towards his lap right now. Nico thinking into the mid-30s. Well, I'll take your word for it here on that one, as Feder's actually invalidated. Here's Axe, who's invalidated as well, so the invalidations are coming thick and fast, and it just shows you that the penalties are going to be a huge factor here tonight.
Oh, 100% a factor going through. It's going to be, honestly, it could separate one driver from possibly winning the race or possibly even getting down in 13th. But then again, I think everyone else could have a lot of penalties to their name as well. We had a lot of penalties at Suzuka a week ago. We could have a lot of them here.
Yeah, absolutely. And just want to remind everybody of, we'll keep on board here with Boss Cookie since not much is really happening on track here at the moment. We are coming down the wire here in Season 7 and here in Tier 1. We got Mexico coming up here next week. Then we got Australia, we got Brazil, we got Saudi Arabia, which, oh boy, Abu Dhabi, and then we got Imola for the final round. And I can tell you this right now. Well, Mexico was always the I always say this: Mexico's the highlight, and Brazil are always the highlights in any championship. Especially here in BRL, we've seen some absolute classics at those two tracks. And then, of course, Saudi Arabia. I mean, Saudi Arabia is going to be an absolutely electrifying round.
Now, that's one way to put it.
Oh, it's gonna be an interesting round. It's really the unknown. It'll be the unknown of what's going to happen. It could be absolute chaos, or it could be like Tier 2 USA. Who knows? As we'll keep an eye here on Boss Cookie in the Alpine. He was purple in the first sector, and he's purple in the middle sector once again.
Yeah. So really, what is going to be the biggest issue for these guys is getting through the third sector perfectly. This is very technical, very tough.
Oh, yeah.
And the amount of corners to this, the part of the sector, the part of the track that will kind of tear you to pieces and invalidate you is kind of unforgiving. Turn 19 right here and 20 is definitely going to be the two most crucial down into the run to the line, which Cookie, by the way, crosses now.
P2. So the game lied. He was not purple. As now, someone just crossed the line. Verona has come into... No, I don't... Someone crossed the line, I don't know. Anyway, Medium tyres are coming on here at the moment. Raptor's out there on the mediums right now. Hoop is just out there doing practice laps, I think, before he goes on his medium tyre run. And Dreeks is back out there. He's slightly up in the middle sector so far in the McLaren, trying to see if he can maybe take pole position here for McLaren here in T1.
Yeah, Drix honestly would like to get a really good redemption from a week ago in Japan. He thought he had the pace for pole, and it really didn't play out for his favor. Now he has a good chance to do it now.
He was inches away from a track extend there, down to the line. He does improve, 31.311. As we watch Crispy now, who's 7 tenths up. Could this be a pole position lap? Sinev goes up into P2. What does Crispy have in store? It's P1, 31.280.
Wow, 30 milliseconds.
As I'm trying to see, Boscookie is going off his lap. Ferronut's out there right now. Let's see what Ferronut can do here at the moment. As D-Hunt is actually across the line. D-Hunt across the line. He does not improve. What about Ferronut? Ferronut to the line. He does to P3. So Ferronut goes P3 as Raptor's out there right now on the medium tyres.
He actually went purple in the second sector and then invalidates as soon as I say that. So never mind.
He will have another shot here right now, as long as he's got enough fuel in, which I'm sure he would, because you would do that just in case if you did invalidate your first lap. So Raptor's going to go around for another lap here at the moment. And we have 5 minutes to go here in the session. It's still Crispy on top by 0.030.
Yeah, it's still a lot of drivers who've yet to set a time. And all of them right now have set the medium compound on their car. One of them being Chandler, who's going down into turn 3 in the first sector now on that lap. He's going to go and see if he can get a good invalid lap. As soon as I said that, he invalidated though. But then again, he's on an lap. It doesn't really matter too much. The one that counts is about the next lap. And maybe if he fueled for 2 runs, which he could have actually put that into preparation, such as Supply Raptor has done so far. Well, what can Raptor do going through now down the main straightaway, the longest straightaway on the track, into turn 12?
Yes, Beniko said in the chat, quite a few medium skin put on, especially from the runners who have not done, well, pretty much all the runners who have not done a flying lap time as of yet. So we'll watch the end of Raptor here at the moment and see what Raptor can do, and then we'll go on board for a lap here with Chandler Sota. Hopefully he does not invalidate it on his first lap, but he probably will, and it'll annoy me. Let's see, Raptor's actually lifted off, so no, he might actually not have enough fuel.
I think he does.
No, but he will have time to, yeah, he'll have time to bolt in, put a fresh set of tyres. Well, he might not put a fresh set of tyres on, he may just put those mediums back on. We'll have to wait and see. Chandler now is about to start off a lap time here in Texas. Let's go on board with Chandler Sota, and hopefully he doesn't invalidate for us as we come up the long uphill turn 1. It can be very chaotic here at turn 1 here at the Circuit of the Americas, and here tonight it could very well happen. Turn 2, tough corner to get right, but then even more tougher. 3, 4, 5, 6, because invalidations at this part of the track is very, very can happen. Come up to 7, 8, and then 9. Chandler riding the coast very nicely and smoothly. He didn't have the best first sector. He was a little bit slow, but he's done pretty well here so far as we come up to turn 11 and then the DRS straight. Where here tonight, this is where most of your passes are going to come on this straight. That's where you want to get it done at turn 12 and, of course, turn 1. There are opportunities, but 12 and 1 is one of your best opportunities to make moves here tonight. As Chandler, I'm surprised that wasn't an track extension. And now to a difficult part of the circuit where here tonight, turn 15, coming up right here, you can see moves being done. Look out for it, turn 15, but it can get ugly. It can get bumpy. Now for 16-17, famously where Mark Webber thought Max Verstappen got robbed, as we now come to 19 and then 20. The final corner, And Chandler now to the line. It will be a 32.178. But I'm sure he'll go for it again.
He may. Vetta's on a flying lap. Movement validated, so he will have to go back to the line if he field for a second run. Sanchez is on a flying lap. Poop is going through into turn 16s through 18, but he's looped it off, so he's not going to take any further power on that light. Bailey has also done the same right behind him.
Yep, everybody just taking it smoothly here at the moment, getting themselves ready. And we've got Boss Cookie sitting right there behind Feta as well. So we'll watch Feta here, because this is going to be one of the first big laps of runners on the medium tyres, to get a true indication of the pace here in this one. And let's see what the Aston Martin can do. 1 minute and 35 to go. He could go for another one if he wanted to, but depends how he feels with his tyres. To the last corner now, Feta comes to the line, and it's only a 33.0 for Feta here at the moment. Chandler's lifted off, so he's going for another lap. No doubt about it. As Crispy now slightly up in the first sector. How's he in the middle? He's up. He's up. Purple sector. This could improve on his pole lap here at the moment.
He's looking for it. Sanchez has started a flying lap. Raptor's gone again on that tire. Mumu is on a flying lap through 11 now. Hupalicious is validated down that long straight, so his chances may actually be done if he can't make it back to the line here. Bailey, he's behind him. Into turn 12 now on the mediums. He could try to go for it as best he could possibly shoot for. He's trying to aim for Chandler in P5.
30.980. Crispy goes P1 here at the moment. So Crispy on the top at the moment, as we see cars coming around for their final lap times here at the moment. Hoop has invalidated his second lap. Will he go again? He most likely will, but he's Bailey behind. What can Bailey do? Can Bailey move his way up to line P7 for Bailey?
The championship leader's going to start a little bit behind Chandler, but that right now is not his worries right now. If he could stay right there, get the top 10 on those mediums, he'll be working pretty well. The race is long, and a lot of attrition to get in. Checker flag flies. It's time to go.
Raptor goes P7 ahead of his teammate. Here comes Feta to the line. Feta across the line. He does improve, but doesn't improve on position. Here comes one of the McLarens now. It's Sanchez to the line. He goes P8 in his car. Boss Cookie has invalidated his time. Here comes Driggs. What can Driggs do here at the moment? Driggs now around the last corner. Can he get up near Crispy's pole lap? Yes! 30.838. And Driggs goes to the pole. But here comes Chandler. Does Chandler have enough to improve with his time? To the line, he does improve. He's P5, Chandler, on those medium tyres. Bailey's done. Mumu's done. Deer Hunter's slightly up on his time. We got Axe. And Driggs comes into the pit lane. Ferrari Nut. Let's see what Ferrari Nut can do. I think Ferrari Nut is done as well. And that maybe just it, unless Hoop's got something in the bag. Here comes Hoop to the line. He only goes P11. Deer Hunter across the line. He goes third. Deer Hunter goes up into third place. And that is all she wrote.
Crucially for Bailey, him, Sanchez, Raptor, and Chandler all will start on the mediums, the C3s. Boss Cookie, Zinav, Brian, Deer, Crispy, and Drix will start on the softs.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out here at the moment. 30.8 for Driggs. A great pole position lap for the McLaren. And we're just waiting on Bailey and Moomin to retire, and Sinav as well. So, interesting session. And we have rain towards the end of the race. Of course, a T1 race with rain had to happen. Had to happen with 15 drivers here tonight. So, Pole for Driggs, Crispy second, D Hunter third, Verona fourth, and Sinev in fifth. The medium runners a bit further back in the field, but I don't think they'll mind because probably after lap 1 or 2 they'll be all on those soft runners, but we'll have to wait and see how this opening laps will play out here at the Circuit of the Americas. As we will just wait. There we go. And we're about to get into the race. So it's pole for the McLaren in a superb lap time. The AlphaTauri in second, D Hunter in third, Verona in fourth, and Sinev in P5. There's your field. The best of the medium runners is Chandler with a 32.035.
Good luck from him. He's now going to start in P6. Could be in a good shot for a good overtaking move and down into turn 1. That is very wide entering, but it narrows out, so it could be very chaotic in turn 1. Remember, it's going to be a dry to wet race. These medium runners, they can try to take advantage as quick as possible.
Be interesting to see what the conditions are here on the opening lap. We'll wait and see how it all turns out here in this one for Tier 1, round number 18 of the Tier 1 Championship. As we will see now what it is. Clear skies. That's maybe not what the soft runners wanted to see, but clear skies. So the rain is going to be a interesting one to see how long till that will come into play.
Yeah, what we saw from Tier 2 is very, very interesting track conditions in which it went from light rain to heavy rain, back to light rain, back to dry, and actually it dried up pretty quick. You would think, well, the signs of this, the elevation, the quick changes of this circuit, it wouldn't dry out as fast. Well, it dried out pretty quickly, so that may be something to look out for when it hits that rain period. It may take a lot for it to go to the intermediates if we even go to the intermediate conditions. So that'll be something to look out for. So the intermediate guys, or I'm sorry, the medium guys may have a huge advantage so far over the softs if it does turn out to be that way.
Now here's one of the interesting things, and a few guys on the hard tyres, which don't forget, if that rain does come and it rains enough, we could see a medium here from a few people. But it depends on the rain. Or people could think about going mediums as long as they can, maybe on the softs. But you know what F1 2021 is like, everybody. You don't know with the weather. You play your cards. You don't know how it's going to play out for you. That's the difficulty of it all with weather and trying to take a risk and try to make it a reward. But it might not help out for you. So, hard tyres on for Hoop and Axe. Hards are actually not a bad tyre around here from my memory, but the mediums is what you want to be on, absolutely. 28 laps, Katra, gotta ask, race winner around here. What you thinking?
Well, out of the last 9 races, 5 have been won from pole, which is pretty good for Tricks, but we're not still sure about what the conditions could go in the latter stages of the race, so it definitely could be a race where pole could be won. Well, there's still the DRS to contend with, and also it is 230 meters from grid to turn 1. Like I said earlier, it is a wide berth into turn 1 that narrows off quickly, so it could be very chaotic. It could have a lot of commotion, like we saw in Realistic, or you could have, or even in Tier 4, or it could be very calm. So theoretically, whoever gets to turn 1 is not going to be the one that's going to win this race. You still have a lot to pretend with. I think, honestly, Drix could be a big factor. Chandler could be a really good factor. Raptor could be a really good factor. Crispy, Deer, etc. Everyone in the top 5 could be extremely good factors, but I think right now the best one, probably going to be down in 12. Poopalicious is my pick to win this race.
Strategy is going to be key around here when you get the weather right, and hoping that Jeff helps you out as best as you can, which is very tough these days with how Jeff can be. But it's just one of those races, and don't forget penalties. Penalties will be a huge factor in this race as well. Strategy, penalties, and maybe safety cars. That's going to be the big thing. With the weather not looming at the moment, as you can see, being dry conditions, it's going to be looking to get that note from Jeff of how long till it will rain. It's Driggs, it's Crispy, Deer Hunter, Ferrari Nut, and Sinev. That's your top 5. Chandler the best on the mediums in P6. Hoop and Axe on the hard tyres as we wait for Cam to line up in P15. Who's going to try to maybe take 5 positions in one on lap 1. We'll keep an eye on that as we're about to get underway. Circuit of the Americas. It's round number 18. It's tier 1 as we're about to get underway. It's the McLaren versus the AlphaTauri as we racing. It's a great start, actually, from Crispy. He gets the jump, but Driggs gets his secondary jump better. But it's going to be Crispy who will lead into turn 1. Does Driggs trying to find him back here? Possibly. They're going to go side by side here at the moment, and Driggs will hold on. No, he won't. Crispy holds on nicely and just pulls in on the McLaren, and that is feta cheese around.
Yeah, so what happened on the line is Chandler had an abysmal start. He went down about 6 positions down. And he was bullied off the line and hit into the back of Hoopalicious, and then Cam and Feta almost collided down into turn 2, and then Feta had a little bit of help at the exit of turn 2, spun himself around. So Chandler went down to 15, Feta spun around at 15. Oh no!
Oh, that's Boss Cookie around us. I'm looking here for the Red Bull. We had a good eye on it up ahead. Cookie went for a move, I believe, on one of the Alfa Romeos, and it just did not work out for him at all. What does Hoot do here at the moment? And actually, Raptors catching up here to Bailey. It's, look at this, and our Muumu's in the fight as well. It's basically free wide into the corner, and it's absolutely chaotic here between these three guys here at the moment. Crispy has the lead by 0.6 seconds, but my goodness me, now the best medium runner is Sanchez.
It's not done yet. Muumu almost collided into Raptor. Chandler and Cam were battling a bit.
Here comes Chandler.
Cam went around the outside by the way of Axe, but Chandler's down side by side with Muumu through 16 to 18 in this 10-bell corner. On the outside of 19, Muumu's going to hold on and keep 10th for now.
Cam's sitting there behind, waiting for his right moment to go for a move if he possibly can. And Axe in there, struggling a little bit on those hard tires here at the moment. But Crispy is your race leader here at the moment, after a great battle between those two on the opening lap. And Cam does not think about it, but here comes Boss Cookie on Axe, and Boss Cookie gets it done after Boss Cookie waiting around on lap 1.
So far, everyone is in a DRS train except for Ferrari, and he's actually falling back 1.5 seconds off a Deer Hunter in front of him. So it's going to be top 3 have broken away a bit. Then everyone behind them, all the way down to Feta, is kind of in a DRS train, which will be enabled next time behind.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating, and DRS around here is always a treat to watch for. Is Cam sitting right behind Chandler here at the moment. We know if he sees the opportunity, he will go for it. Let's keep an eye out here. He's going to try it. He's got the DRS open. He's going to look for the move here on Chandler, and Chandler's just going down the field here at the moment after a blissful start here at the moment. And Cam now goes up into P11 here as the penalties are now starting to come in.
That's 2 out of 15. There's still a lot more to go. There's the predictor that's running your mind, by the way. But it's still going to be a medium to soft, a soft to medium, or, once again, if this so-called weather does come in, could we possibly see the guys on the hard stretch it all the way out? One of those being Hoopalicious. He's actually up to 8th already. Look out for that Red Bull. And those hard runners could still technically stretch it all the way to that weather stint.
Well, they have to. I think if you go on the hard tyres, you have to stretch it. And I think that's got to be the plan for Hoop and Axe at the moment. That's got to be their plan. Go as long as they can into this race. And look at Sinev right up the back of Ferrari Nut here at the moment, trying to seek his opportunity for moves here at the moment through this mid-pack. It's going to be interesting here on this lap as DRS is enabled. The top 3 not really threatening each other at the moment, but this is the fight to look out for. Ferrari Nut, Sinev, Sanchez as well, pretty much all the way down to Cam and Chandler.
Yeah, I think Ferrari right now has struggled a bit. He's lost 1.3 seconds from a lap ago. So what exactly is going on with this Red Bull in 4th right now? But he's going to have one, like you said, Zinab to really look out for behind. With the DRS, with the ERS this time, the Ferrari will be close enough.
Farina had a great run out of that corner, but Sinap's got that DRS, he's got the ERS, and he's going to look for the move. The Ferrari gets it done, and Farina has to sit behind in position number 5 here at the moment. Sanchez trying to see if he can try to get into the fight, but everyone else behind steady at the moment.
Your Hunter actually lost DRS from Drix ahead of him, so that is now a 2-car breakaway up front with Drix not too far away from Crispy. But Hupalicious was pushing Bailey through 15. He's still looking for this move. This train is getting bigger and closer as now Zinav leads it.
Chandler's size reportedly being low, very low on Deg, so that's not what he wanted. Look at the front here at the moment. Drix is closing in on Crispy. Does he look? Oh my goodness me, I thought he was going to think about it there for a second. Boss Cookie comes into the lane. Here's Sanchez once again, who's, I think, going to look for a move here soon on Ferrari Nut. And here comes Cam. He's got the move done on Mumu. No, there's contact. It's going to get ugly. It has got ugly. Mumu around after a bit of collisions there between him and Cam.
By the way, while that happened, Crispy picked up a 3-second time penalty, so that, like I said, could demote you from 1st to 13th. So far, Crispy would actually be off the podium.
Yes, he would, but there's a long way to go and a long way of penalties to go here in this race. So, Sanchez, once again, Ferrari is struggling with those softs here at the moment, because Sinav has gone to a second margin here at the moment. Here comes Sanchez. He's not close enough. But as now, let's go up to the front here because Drix is now taking the lead off of Crispy here at the moment. Boss Cooking now as a Hoop and Bailey go at it here at the moment. Hoop goes through on Bailey. Hoop now up to the P7 on those hard tyres.
That's a crucial move that Hoop needed to do. He was looking for it a couple laps ago, but finally got a run out of turn 11 that could really send it. Now he has to try and face after Sanchez in front of him. Once again, harder compounds on than the McLaren in front of him. It's going to be difficult, but he's done it before. He did it with Bailey.
Absolutely has, and he will try to move his way up here at the moment. Since Sanchez just not enough at the moment to get close to Ferrari for P5 in this race. As we're on lap 5 of 28, as a matter of fact, of this Grand Prix. It's still Driggs leading at the moment. The best of the medium runners is Sanchez in P6 here, who's trying to see if he can find something here on Ferrari Nut.
That's going to be, right now, the biggest worry for these guys, especially penalties in the first sector, like we said earlier on in qualifying, but the dirty air of the first sector as well. So if you're going to try to follow so closely like Sanchez is doing with Ferrari Nut, which, by the way, Ferrari Nut has lost another 1.5 seconds this time to Zinav. He's now broken free of the Red Bull and the McLaren and all the cars behind him. Something has really gone on with the Red Bull. He's kind of struggling right now in this opening stint.
Yeah, I think it's just those soft tyres. So as the other Red Bull Hoop is closing up here on those hard tyres, as the leaders go at it again, Crispy back through on Driggs for P1, and that is a Boss Cookie around.
Sanchez looking for the move on Ferrari down into turn 12. He'll go. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Here comes Hupalicious. No, he doesn't. Around he goes.
Oh,
One
apologies
tap.
for missing that.
It was a slight tap, and around he went.
Was that? Oh, well, I'll just ignore that. But yeah, slight tap for Hoop, and around he goes back down to P12. So the main runners here losing gaps here at the moment. So Hoop down to P12, Chandler's down to P10, and I'll tell you what, this race is really wide open at the moment. Really wide open.
Yes, it really, really actually is. The more I look at it, the more I realize many guys can actually win this race. Sanchez,
Here comes Sanchez.
Move on. Yes, he is.
Should get this done easily. Does Ferrari not look to fight it, which I know he will. He'll absolutely try to fight it if he can. It's not going to be enough here at the moment, as all very close between those two drivers here at the moment. So Crispy now's gone out to 1.1 second lead, so Driggs must be struggling a little bit on his soft tyres. So Crispy now moving a little bit further ahead. That's where he would want to be. Boss Cooking now has come into the pit lane, speeding the pits, and I suspect, there we go. Chandler now... Sorry, go on.
By the way, sorry to cut you off, but Drix is actually out of DRS range.
Yeah, he is. And another thing to talk about as well is that Chandler is right at the back of this group, but he's just not really gaining much at the moment. Here comes Hoop now on Axe. That's what Hoop would want, and Hoop now into P11. So he's got to try to fight his way back through the field here at the moment, battling with the other hard tyre runner. So lap 6 to 28, coming up to lap 7, and it's still Crispy leading by 1 second here at the moment. The question now is, when will these soft tyres runners decide to come in here in this race? And whoa, what's happened?
Sanchez,
oh my goodness me.
18, lost it into 19. That was I don't even know how. He lost it extremely early, right in front of Ferrari and Raptor. He went wide a couple of corners earlier, and all of a sudden it just went around.
I apologise to everyone for missing that. Sanchez, that's a big moment in this race for Sanchez. Oh, he's the top medium runner, and he's gone down the field. That's a shame for him. Wow.
Well, now, there's a huge breakaway, and now Bailey's up to 5th. Raptor, his teammate, is not far behind him at 6th, but he has that 3-second time penalty. Same with Cam, and same with Crispy. Oh, those three are the only ones who are having time penalties so far.
Yeah, here comes Cam now, who's trying to see if he can close up here on Raptor. Chandler's down close a little bit here on Cam as well. So, big four-way fight here at the moment of 2 Alphas, and then we've got the Williams and the Mercedes here at the moment, and they've got Hoop a bit 3 seconds behind. So, bit happening here at the moment. Raptor, with his teammate Bailey. It's always interesting when these two are near each other as well. And then you've got the haunting of Cam sitting there behind, ready to pounce at any moment when he gets the opportunity. Chandler, again, just seems like he's struggling a little bit here at the moment in these conditions. Don't know what it is. Here on lap 7 of 28. The lap's closing down here right now. And we've got Feta and Axe actually battling out for P10.
Yes, they are, and right now what I've been seeing is Cam has actually been a lot more aggressive compared to Raptor. Raptor's kind of chilling and, kind of biding his time, but Cam trying to push the envelope and trying to get past Raptor as quick as possible, because right now that 3-second time penalty to his name is going to be crucial.
Oh, he thinks about it, and Cam, I'm so sorry. Oh, there's a bit of contact, and gets the move done for Bailey, for the best of. This is me hanging on F1 2021 for the 5 millionth time. They could have given me a better camera angle there, so I apologise, Cam. But Cam now moves up into P6 in this race. Get iRacing cameras, please, F1. As we now look for the field here at the moment on lap 8 or 28. The best hard rider at the moment, Hoop, of course, 3 seconds behind that group up ahead. And then we've got Bailey there in P5, but Cam is coming.
Yes, he really is. And right now, Cam actually going to go for this move now.
Gets through P5. Cam moves his way up for the field in the Williams. So now Cam right now is in the best position of the medium runners.
That's crucial for his move and his race, obviously, because that 3-second time penalty, which I have to stress even more. Right now, as it stands, only 3 of the 14 have it, but it could possibly turn into more. So him not having to push the envelope, send the race, and try to get and overtake drivers and be more aggressive, he can run his pace and not get more of those penalties, not get more of those warnings, and try to drive his drive.
He's Crispy later at the moment. 2 seconds over Driggs, D Hunter in P3. I have a feeling these guys may go try to go as long as they can. If probably to go on the medium tyres, I suggest, but we'll wait and see. As Bailey now's just going to stick behind Cam here at the moment. So Fiend's pretty steady here at the moment. Feta's through on Axe, and we've got Sanchez now who's trying to get his way back through the field after his spin.
So right now, it's kind of a couple of trains. We have Cam with Bailey, with Raptor, with Chandler. Then you have a little bit of a gap. Then you have Feta, Axe, and Sanchez. Those basically are the only ones that are really in trains of the battle right now. Zenat actually closing into Deer Hunter, almost a second out. Now he is within a second, so he'll get DRS if he can hold it within. Does he get past that detection line? I think he does actually have the DRS this time. No, he doesn't.
Wow. And Sinev closed. Sinev quite achiever here at the moment. Trying to see if he can close in on Deer Hunter. 0.5 here at the moment. Deer Hunter's softs may have just gone off the cliff. Bailey still sticking there behind Cam. That's probably a good strategy, especially when he does not have penalties at the moment, Bailey, but it's still lap 9 of 28. It is still dry conditions, blue skies, no sign of the weather as of yet. We'll keep an eye on it on lap 9 of 28 in this race, as we'll see if Snow Deer Hunter, what has happened there?
Not necessarily sure. I'm guessing he went wide now. He's pitting in, so that's probably why. So, what tire does he go for? Medium?
That Alpha just goes medium and then nothing. Let's see. It's softs. Now, as that's a very great. That was a very good frames per second pit stop on my screen. That's an interesting one. Has there been a call? Has there been a call on the radio about the weather coming soon? I don't know.
Well, right now, as it stands, he can't finish the race.
No.
It has to go inners.
Yeah, it has to go inners. He's not going to make it. The only thing I'm thinking that is that he's been given a call by Jeff. That's all I'm thinking. As our Cam looks for the move here on Sinav for P3. Unless Deer Hunter's just hoping to go as long as he can and hope that Jeff will give him the call at any time soon. I don't know. But Cam now up in the P3 in this race.
Well, it is an interesting call from Deer Hunter, but it may work out depending on how really the weather plays out. But right now, all the medium runners, the hard runners that are out on this track, if they can stretch it out, if it is as close as Deer Hunter may suggest, going on another set of softs compared to maybe a set of mediums, maybe they won't have to pit. It could be in for a great treat here today.
Crispy in. And Cam now will go to the race lead. Driggs in as well. We're going to keep an eye on these two and see what these two do here. I suspect mediums, yes. Driggs goes the mediums as well. So we now question what Deer Hunter's doing even more with his strategy. But it could still work. You never know. There are some clouds starting to form. But don't know if it's going to be enough for it to come in the next 5 or 6 laps. We have... Actually, where is Deer Hunter coming out? Deer Hunter's... Actually, he is ahead of Driggs at the moment. He is ahead of Driggs. Crispy's up the road about 2.4 seconds. But those soft tyres for Deer Hunter's not going to work out for him for too long. Here's Bailey now. Coming up right behind Senaf here for P2.
Yeah, we'll see what these two do. Zanav and Bailey. And, well, with these two. I can get... Actually, there we go. Bailey through.
There we go.
Camera wouldn't work.
Yep, so Bailey now up to the P2, Sidav now down into P3. Raptor will close in here surely in a matter of moments. Meanwhile, we got Axe battling out here with Feta. Axe has gotten the move back on Feta.
Yeah, Axe went on the long way around at 12 and got right through on Feta.
Great move done, and those hard tyres will slowly start to become a bit very nice here at the moment. I can tell you that right now. As now, let's see if Sinav will come into the lane. Surely he will. Yes, he will. So now it's the medium runners up the front in the top 4.
Yes, it is. So it's going to be crucial for those guys to get laps down, because right now, look at this. Deer Hunter undercut Drix, but still is behind Crispy by about 2 seconds or so. So that's going to be crucial for their race to see what they're going to do with it.
Deer Hunter with the fastest lap of the race, and I tell you what, that could be the fastest lap of the race. We'll have to wait and see what everyone does here at the moment. And I'll tell you what, there are starting to see some clouds form, but nothing threatening at the moment. As we see now through the field, Sinav has actually gone the soft tyres, so now that gets our brains thinking. But these medium runners, most likely, if that rain is coming, will try to go as long as they can, if they can.
Yeah, that's the goal right now. As I know Hoop and Axe, they've had a little bit of their moments, but they're going to try and make sure they can try to make it to that intermediate period if it is going to happen. So they don't even have to waste that 18.6 second delta loss in the pit lane. So if they can do that, they're in a really good boat compared to Deer, which, by the way, Crispy Mumu and Feta and Sanchez.
Thank you. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Feta Little contact there with Sanchez, and now Sanchez now goes up into P7 in this race. So Fedor moving down the field here at the moment, back down to P8 here in this Grand Prix. Wow. So a few fancy drinks in the track. Drinks P12 right now on those medium tyres. First of the pit stop, third of the pit stoppers here in this race. And Crispy, the man at the moment, who is in a good position, depending on when this rain comes. That's going to be the factor as we're closing in at the halfway point of this race. As actually Crispy does the fastest lap of the race.
He's on a charge right now, Crispy, trying to make sure he can get a little bit of a buffer to Drix or Deer Hunter right now. The only two that can really, I guess, technically challenge him, because they are on the ones who have stopped already. Well, he wants to get through and make sure that he can overtake guys like Feta, like Sanchez, get up to Axe and Hoop. If they are going to go to the end of this into the intermediate period, that's going to be crucial for him in his race.
Yep, that's what he's thinking right now. He's going to try to make up as much time as he can, just in case those 8 guys ahead of him, well, most likely Hoop and Axe will go to the intermediates, but those other guys are the mediums, just in case if they don't come in till the intermediates, basically. So we still have 14 drivers, only one DNF, that being of Boss Cookie. And I tell you what, 9 seconds is the gap between Crispy and Cam. It's going to be interesting to see how much time does Crispy gain here.
Well, one thing to point out, by the way, Raptors actually lost the DRS of his teammate Bailey and almost had a little bit of a coming together with the Chandler and the Mercedes and the entrance of turn 12. That would have been bad for both their races, but so far they keep it going.
Sanchez, big moment there, and Fedor's right all over him here at the moment, as Fedor might have just gotten a warning there, as Axel gets a time penalty. We'll bring up the penalties a little bit later on, and once the rain approaches, if it does approach. Meanwhile, Chandler is through on Raptor, but does Raptor fight it back? Here comes Raptor once again. Sinev now with the fastest lap of the race, as Fedor also, by the way, has gone through on Sanchez back in the mid-pack. And yeah, Chandler is through, and Fedor now back up into P7.
That's good for both their moves and both their races. Chandler trying to recover from what happened, especially off of the opening couple of laps. Remember, he went nowhere off the line. His tires were about 20 degrees. So he now has got a little bit of a good recovery race now up to technically the provisional podium places, even though so far he has yet to stop.
Crispy looks for it on Sanchez. Crispy now up into P8. We're about to see a bit of a showcase here from Crispy. He's got to make some moves, but it's got pressure. It's got to watch out for Sanchez here. Sanchez doesn't get the run on Crispy, but I don't think Sanchez will get enough because Crispy's gaining on Fedor. Does Crispy have it? No, he fought, but it just wasn't enough here at the moment. And meanwhile, behind, D-Hunter trying to get through here on Mumu.
Well, now we have a little bit of a train starting to form with Chandler. He's not too far away.
Crispy through on Fedor, sorry. As now, Crispy now is through up into P7. So Crispy now just moving his way through the field.
Well, that's what he needs to do. He needs to get as far away from the guy.
Chandler in.
And there we go.
Crispy will be absolutely loving seeing that, because that could cause an effect here at the moment with the front runners. We'll have to wait and see. So Chandler now goes on the soft tyres. The rain is, we think, coming. But Hoop now is closing in on Raptor as well here for P3 in this race. So right now, this race is going into the hands of Crispy here at the moment, and maybe even Hoop and Axe, but we'll have to wait and see as Hoop is closing right in on Raptor.
Yeah, he almost went for the move going down into, I believe, turn 7. But right now what I've seen from that strategy call from Chandler is that he doesn't think, look at how early he's pitted, 15 laps off of those mediums, by the way. Hoopalicious is almost in the back of Raptor, but he's trying to take the most use of that softs he possibly can. Here comes Hoop on Raptor. It's going to be an easier pass with the DRS, the ERS, and, well, I would say slipstream, but it was kind of, you can't get slipstream if you already passed the guy. Hoop's up into 3rd, but right now what I'm saying, though, with Chandler, he's trying to take the most use of those softs he possibly can, thinking that it could be a lot sooner than we actually thought.
Here comes Crispy, trying to see if he can find something here with Axe. He's Got to wait for that opportunity and go for the move. Patience is the key. Cam and Bailey still at the front. We said that before, that Bailey was just going to sit behind Cam for now, and that is what happened. Bailey's in!
There's the strategy call. Once again for the Alfa Romeo. Is it going to be another set of mediums or is it a set of softs like Chandler? I believe that
We'll
is
have a
soft
look.
compounded tire.
It should be softs.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Softs go on. Importantly for Bailey here right now. And I don't know why my frames are so bad in the pit stops at the moment. Axe, Crispy now is through on Axe. So Crispy now, boy, Crispy. Maybe Crispy's made the absolute golden decision. We'll have to wait and see. We're only on lap 16 of 28. Is it a factor as well? Hoop in this race, whether clouds are still pretty much the same as they've been for quite a while.
Right now, for Hoop, it's the rain needs to start getting on its way to the point where, you know, you should start seeing the clouds get a little bit darker. The sky is kind of closing up, the sun going away. Right now, the sun is just peering his head out and even brighter than it was before, I believe. Hoop may not have this strategy down. You never have to see, though, because it could possibly turn the opposite way a lap from now. He's just going to have to try and keep
Sinev goes for it, and Sinev now goes up to the P8 in this race. And yes, Meniko, I saw, and I think it's okay for now. Cheers for letting me know. So, Driggs! Oh, Driggs was going to be around and into the wall, but he holds on to it very nicely indeed. Here comes Crispy now on Raptor for P3 in this race as Cam is in, Raptor's in as well.
That's big. Medium runners are not trying to stretch it. Pinning now to get the nature of the softs on. It could come towards the end of the race. Maybe they're thinking it won't actually go intermediate.
I tell you what, I say good luck to Deer Hunter, who's been on those tyres for 6 laps, as now Chandler with a 54.064. And yes, indeed, the soft runners can go to the end from now. They can. If it does not arrive with wet conditions. That's going to be the factor in this right now. The gap between Chandler and Crispy is 10 seconds. I don't think that's going to be enough for Chandler to possibly get to Crispy. But don't forget, Crispy has a time penalty. So again, the time penalty's a factor here at the moment as Feder gets another one.
Well, also another point in that argument, though, is Crispy's tires only 4 laps older than Chandler. And we don't know how well the softs are going to hold up later on. You saw early on how well Deer's tires held up on those softs. How well Zenav's tires in the opposite point held up. It could go for about 10 laps, or it could go for about 5 or so. It's really about how hard you push it. If you push it now, you may not have a lot of grip to go with when later happens then.
Driggs is now back through on Sinev again. So Driggs now back up in the P5. This is a very open race here at the moment. Crispy is catching Hoop, but he's not catching him too much here at the moment. And soon, Hoop may have to make a decision of what he's got to do.
Yeah, if he honestly thinks that it's going to go intermediates, this is his bed. There's no point of going in now if he thinks this. I mean, this is pretty much his call. Bailey's his fastest lap. But if he thinks it's going to go and stay dry where it's not going to go intermediates, he's kind of in a lose-lose situation. If he stays out and it doesn't go intermediate, he'll have to pit with about a lap or maybe 2 to go and have no chance of anything. If he pits now, he could have a shot, but he's out of the points right now.
Bailey with that fastest lap is crucial unless someone else just get the fast lap. Yes, I did. Feder got the fast lap, so let's just ignore what I just said. Sinev and Driggs still battling out here at the moment, and then there's this big gap of cars here at the moment. We've got Chandler, we got Bailey, and we got Cam sitting there behind as well. Of course, Bailey has jumped Cam actually through those pit stops as well. So it's an interesting race here at the moment as here comes Sinev again. Looks for it and gets the move done on Driggs. So Sinev gets through on Driggs again as we come on lap 18 of 28 in this race. And I feel like if Hoop or Axe is now a bit of a battle here going down for 13 for 14, Moo through on Ferrari Nut. And I feel like Hoop and Axe, if they don't pit the next few laps, I feel like they're just going to pray and hope it rains.
That's all they can do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
to a point in the race where they basically made their strategy. Crispy with another time penalty, so if Chandler or maybe even Zinav can close out, maybe even Deer Hunter, this could be crucial for Crispy.
There you go. 6 seconds. 6 seconds for Crispy. As now Cam is through on Bailey. Cam through on Bailey, but don't forget Cam has 3 seconds of time penalties as well in this race. So Bailey doesn't have any, Chandler doesn't have any, neither does Driggs, Zinav, Deer Hunter. So boy, but Deer Hunter's on some old tyres and he will be hoping for this rain to come, or hope he goes around, which he has.
That's so sorry, Deer
Hunter. I'm so sorry. If you watch this back, oh no, oh he's in the wall. Oh, that's like commentator's curse number 4 for this season. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for Deer Hunter. Well, hopefully Bailey does in the review, as now Driggs is back through on Zinav again.
Yes, he has.
By the way, Cam's through on Chandler as well. He's up in the P6.
It was a second. Bailey tried to look for that move, but he thought better of it and kind of backed out of it. But Driggs gets past Zinav. Cam gets past Chandler. A lot of these guys are trying to get a move on now because they don't know if it's going to rain or if it's going to stay dry.
And Mitchie's the number 1 cursor of BRL as Fronuts through on Deer Hunter. Of course, Deer Hunter has no front wing as Cam gets another time penalty.
Crispy closing in on Hoopalicious, so he could try to make this move on track. Hoop right now is just a sitting duck.
Oh, and that's Deer Hunter, but Cam thought about it with Zinav and Chandler trying to think about it on him, but he just couldn't get it done here at the moment. And yeah, Chandler's just not got the pace here in this race right now. Driggs looking in a great position in this race so far as Deer Hunter retires in the pit lane. Driggs and okay!
That wasn't in the pit lane. He crashed into the pit wall.
Oh, wow. Well, I'll give Deer Hunter something. It can happen here at the Circuit of the Americas. I can tell you this right now. That pit lane is ruthless, and that has just made this race even more crazy because I can tell you this right now. There are more clouds starting to form. This is going to be interesting.
This helps too, because now he can go in, get on those stops, not lose as much time, and possibly have a chance to win this thing. Or this also, in the other retrospect, if he doesn't want to pit, gives us more time to wait for that rain to come in, where we can go straight from those hards to maybe even think about those intermediates.
Now, what's going to happen here? This is going to be... Who's going to stay out? Oh my god, there's a chance that Cam may be the race leader here, but it depends what everyone wants to do. Hoops in. Well, Crispy... Oh, Crispy comes in. Crispy, I think, had no choice since Crispy has 2 penalties. Driggs comes in, yes. Zinav in as well. And, folks, Cam is going to be your race leader here on the safety car restart. And yeah, a few drivers in for fresh softs, and actually quite a few drivers in for fresh soft tyres. Maniko in the chat was right. I thought that too, that we're going to see a few drivers come in on fresh set of soft tyres. The only 3 who've not pitted, Cam, Chandler and Bailey. Boy, this race gets interesting now, and Hoop, I think, is a very good chance to win this.
So, I'm not going to say anything. Because... well, if you do remember, about 21 laps to go, I picked this man. So,
well,
but so far, Hoop has done pretty well.
Cam knows I mean it with love. But I tell you this right now, if you all remember with Austria, if you all remember Spain, it was a wild restart. So, this is going to be fascinating to see how this all pans out. Folks, it's all soft tyres down the ball for a few runners who are on a use set of tyre who've done a few laps on their soft tyres. And then we have these guys who are on the penalty. So, Hoop right now, unless he gets caught up in some trouble, is pretty, I think, is in the hot seat to win this race. And I think the stream's just gone a little bit off for a second. Hopefully it comes back, everybody. Do apologies for that. But lap 21, 28. And boy, it's anyone's to play for here at the moment.
There's a
man.
good chance Florida can actually catch them. No, it's too late now. So we'll probably go in next time. So we'll start on lap 23, unless they just call it in now, which would technically, actually, we could get it in there. It'd be really tight, but I don't think it'll be close enough.
Highly unlikely. Since I think we've only done 2 laps under the safety car. So we will go one more time by, and let's go through the field. It's Cam P1, Chandler P2, Bailey P3, Hoop P4, Crispy P5, Raptor P6, Axe P7, Driggs P8, P9 Sinav, P10 Feta, P11 Sanchez, P12 Mumu, and P13 Ferrari Nut. And then the weather. The clouds have started to come in. It could come in very quickly, who knows? It could literally go to rain in a lap. Oh my god! Chandler's got a penalty on the safety car.
Well, that's something he's going to want to regret and look back on, and is hoping that could, I mean, maybe he could remove it under the steward's inquiries. But right now, in Chandler's mind, he's probably frustrated because that is a warning he did not want. It is under safety car conditions, or about 50 to 60 miles an hour, and he did not need that warning.
No, he did not. Boy, that's opened this race up a little bit, doesn't it? It's going to open up the podium even more, especially if it gets tight up the front. Again, Chad talking about the rain here at the moment. Well, I'll tell you this right now, you've got to remember is that if it's heavy rain at the end, or if it just rains enough in a lap or two, it could be Russia in real life. It could turn into. You don't know. You don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. All the rain might not even come at all. So all that hype of rain could be for nothing. But we're about to get back underway here. Safety car in this lap. It's going to be lap 23 to 28. It's going to be interesting.
6 laps of racing. It's going to be basically a glorified sprint race. Who comes home victorious?
Cam at the front. P1. We know he will fight. Oh my goodness me.
I saw it. And the exit of turn 15, Chandler checked up, Bailey checked up too, but I swear he hit the back of Chandler, and he has. That's a 5-second time penalty that could be removed, or it could remain if he is deemed at fault.
I tell you this right now, if this turns into a massive train, this could be anyone's race right now. I mean, Hoop's in the big... He's the big one to win this race right now, I do believe. Cam holding up! Oh, it's chaos here at the moment. And Hoop now is going to try to go for the move here already here on Bailey. Cam is just... didn't get off the line. He didn't get off too quickly there. And that's caused chaos behind. Bailey's made contact with Hoop. Here comes Crispy. And I'm out of words. I'm not speaking English well at all. And there's just cars everywhere here at the moment. The Alfa Romeos. Here comes Axe as well. Drink's in there behind. In P8 as well in this race. We've got Sinav there as well. And folks, I don't even know if I said everything correctly. Because my goodness me.
They were 4 wide, 2 rows deep at one point into turn 1, and no one crashed.
There was no oh, Chandler bit sideways. Here comes Hoop, and there's chaos. There's chaos behind. Apologies for missing that. There's so much has just gone on behind. There's just cars everywhere behind, and here comes Mumu now.
3 wide.
What's going on here?
Who
oh
passed
my God.
50 past Chandler. They were 3 wide down in the turn 12.
Yeah, this is hard to comprehend here at the moment because here comes Crispy now on Hoop. He thought about it and Cam's up ahead by 1.2 seconds and look at the weather. Look at the clouds. This rain and look at how much time we have left. We're coming to 5 to go. It could rain enough for inters. It could rain enough for inches. We have time. The clouds are closing in. This is getting spicy now. As Cam is your race leader, but Hoop is in the hot seat. He's in the hot seat.
Hoop needs to close up as fast as he can because Crispy knows that he needs to get a move on. Those 3 seconds, actually now 6 seconds, I should rather say, is going to hurt him, especially with Chandler. Bailey with a 5 second that could be removed. Mumu with a 3. These guys behind him, they will jump him. He needs to get a move on now. If he can break the slipstream, break the DRS, the guys behind him, and possibly break away, pass Hoop and try to pass Cam and run his own race at max power, he could try to win this thing still. It's possible, but there is little to no laps left for these guys. The rain's coming. How much will have left?
But when will the rain come here at the moment? So, and here we go, Cam and Hoop here at the moment, about to battle out here at the moment. We're seeing it through this season. These two will battle it out hard. Mumu and Bailey now. Mumu and Bailey. Does Bailey look for the move back here or Mumu? No, Mumu, P5 for at the moment. Mumu with a great performance in this race. But we're watching Hoop and Cam. We've got Crispy sitting there behind, possibly to go for it if he possibly can. Coming up to 5 to go. No sign of rain yet, but it's looking ominous.
Ominous indeed. And right now, it's going to be all question marks for these last 4 laps. Who stays on the track? Because if a penalty right now, especially if you're Cam's position, if you're in Hoop's position, if you're in Bailey's position.
And Feta gives a bit of a hit to Bailey there, and here comes Feta for the move here on Bailey. This is for the move for position. Goes up into P6. Here comes Sanchez now for the move as well. And Sanchez now will move his way up on Bailey in this race. This is absolutely
Rain's here.
Unbelievable. And the rain has arrived. Thank you. Well, we have 4 to go. There is enough time for this rain to maybe get wet enough for inters, but who knows? It could still stay dry enough for dry tyres towards the end of this race. But these next 2 laps are going to be very crucial as Hoop now looks for it on Cam, and Cam's just going to let him go.
Oh.
Wait a minute, here comes Crispy as well.
So Cam tried to let off for DRS.
Crispy looks for the lead.
And almost collided into Crispy. Now they're side by side. They touch wheels. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Cam may even go back in this. They're going to go. This is going to be incredible. Here comes right away.
Cam now, and I'm standing up here at the moment. I'm standing up because I'm holding my breath. Does Cam look for it here on Crispy? He does! There's contact between the two. Hoop looks for it back here on Cam. Oh my goodness me. Cam's going to hold on for now, but does Hoop have enough to go for it here? Yes! He looks for it, but Cam looks to fight him back. Oh no, Cam! Hold on to it, son, but he does not. He holds on to it just, but he loses the position to Crispy, and that was an incredible sequence of events, but we still have 3 to go, and the rain is trying to see if it can pick up or not, as Mumu now is coming into this fight.
So it's going to be crucial here because everyone behind Hoop has a time penalty. 6 to Crispy, 6 to Cam, and 3 to Mumu. Here comes Crispy on Hoop again.
Crispy looks for it. Sanchez and Chandler battling out behind for P5 and P6 here at the moment. And Hoop now. Oh, that rain is starting to pick up. Oh, man, this is going to get interesting. 3 to go. What do you want to do? Are you going to risk it and stay out and hope the game doesn't make it too wet? Or you're going to go on the inters just to play the safe bet and hope everyone ahead struggles? Oh, my goodness me. Let's have a look a bit behind here at the moment. We've got Agsinav trying to hold on. Ferrari Nuts in there behind. This is incredible. Hoop is starting to pull away from Crispy for what happened that previous lap. Is starting to struggle. Bailey struggled a little bit as well. Lots happening in this race right now. We've got Axe in there behind in P11. The laps are closing down as now Chandler loses another position to Feta Cheese.
Right now, with the previous history so far of the numerous tiers, I don't know if it's smart to pit for the intermediate tire unless it absolutely gets too impossible to race at. Look at the track right now. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet.
It's not enough.
It could be by the next time we get through in the final lap, but by then it's way too late. You're not going to gain 30, 40 seconds on it one lap.
Oh, this last sector's looking diabolical here at the moment. Oh, this last sector's looking very diabolical. If you're in the mid-pack right now, I'd take a risk. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sanchez in. If you're in the mid-pack right now, you take a risk. If you saw that last sector, it looks diabolical. It's absolutely crazy here at the moment. Sanchez in, Bailey in. So a few of these guys hoping that this last 2 laps is going to be crazy for these guys. Wow.
It's really damp. Look at the sectors. You can see
Oh,
this.
it's bad.
Crispy almost lost the car because of all the curbs. They'll have to stay off the curbs now. They'll be running slower. Look at the puddles on the curbs. It is almost drenched now. We could see an intermediate tire.
I said it. That last sector looked absolutely dreadful. And, oh man, look at the gaps here at the moment between Sanchez and Hoop. Hoop's keeping the gap here at the moment. So, it's going to be interesting what happens here. But I think Hoop will stay out. Hoop, I don't know. What are these drivers thinking?
I just don't see Sanchez gaining 22 seconds in one lap.
No. I see Hoop, and I know Hoop. Hoop will stay out here. But it depends what you're thinking as a driver. What you think you want to do in these last few laps, and how intense is this rain going to get? Oh, Hoop, DRS is disabled! DRS is disabled! 1 lap! And when you see that DRS disabled with 1 lap to go in the lead, you get a little nervous. Oh, man. Yeah, they're staying out. I'm not surprised. It's 1 lap to go. You have to stay out. The only way those intermediate runners get something out of this is if literally the top 9 struggle on this last lap. That's the only way they're going to get something out of this race. Triggs with a time penalty. Hoop struggling. Here comes Crispy. This is going to be literally dry tyres on a wet track. And it could be anyone's game to play here at the moment on this final lap. Oh, it's going to be tippy-toe stuff here for this sector. Very tippy-toeing through this part of the track. These guys will be praying to get to that front straight, so they're not tippy-toeing. Wow, this final lap.
Third sector. Whew.
It's going to be a miracle these guys can hold on here at the moment. Just keep it on track. That's the thing it's going to be here at the moment. But they're doing very nicely. Hoop all over the place here at the moment. Moomoo's most likely going to get, if my calculation's correct, no, he might be 3rd actually. We'll have to wait and see. Axis through on Chandler. But right now, it's going to be Hoop for the win. And here's Moomoo closing in on Cam. We got Feta there behind as well. What a crazy race this is. Chandler now looks for on his teammate. Oh my goodness me, and here comes Raptor. Axe gets another time penalty, and there's contact galore, but we go up to the front. Sanchez is gained about 7 seconds, but he needed 1 more lap to be a factor in this race. On the final lap, Crispy! No, Crispy's around. Axe has got a time penalty. As now Cam moves up in the P2, but Hoop is going to win this race. The safety car was a dream for him, and he will win the American Grand Prix in a sensational finish. And what is going to be our podium? Let's wait and see. And for right now, it looks like to me it's going to be Moomoo, and Cam is going to be in P3. Wow. That was an incredible finish. Sanchez gets in the top 5. I think he won't mind that with pitting late there in this race. But what else can you say? Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Poor man, folks. 29 if you're watching. That was what a race that was. And please pray for me in about 2 hours' time when I have to commentate on a Saudi Arabia race. But Hoop gets the win in what was just a sensational Grand Prix. Unbelievable. No words can describe that one. Great strategy. The safety car changed that race. Man, oh man. Red Bull on top here. In what was... I don't know what to say. Cam does get the fastest lap, though, in the Williams. Gets it done. And there is your results, as I will invite our top three. Moo second. And Cam in third. Wow. Absolutely incredible. There's the rest of your field. And only two DNFs. That being Bee Hunter and Boss Cookie. Well, top three are in. Katru, you can start us off with third and second.
Alrighty then. Take it away from third position and a podium. Cam, you had a qualifying ban, so from 15th to 3rd, walk us through how chaotic that last stint, especially when the rain started pouring down on the Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, honestly, I could have won probably if I limited my penalties and the Honda didn't crash by himself for some reason. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, wait, I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay, in the last stint, they had better tires than me, so I was just trying my best to stay in the DRS. Yeah. Pretty fun. It was fun.
Well, it definitely looked like a little bit of fun out there in the United States Grand Prix. So what about a week from now in Mexico? You think you're going to have a little bit of fun there?
I think in the last 3 Tier 1 races I've did at Mexico, I've crashed before lap 2. So, we'll see how it goes.
Well, let's hopefully you do not crash this time. And we had a season ago in Tier 2 when you raced there, so we'll see if we can have that magic happen once more. Congratulations, Cam, on your P3 and your podium finish. To P2 we go. And now, incredible. Talk about it.
Well, start of the race, I messed up my medium run, so I messed up the first sector. Would have been on for second highest medium runner. Me and Cam crashed with each other early on. I don't know, it was kind of just racing incident, but I didn't give up. I just kept driving, and it was really hard to catch up in DRS, but that late safety car did help a lot. And with everyone on the older tires, and I had no positions to lose behind, I just decided to pit and take the fresh rubber, where a few people stayed out. I got a nice restart, got up a bunch of positions, and then the rain came and everyone on the older tires really started struggling. So I managed to overtake a lot of people. And I basically just packed it in and tried to take the podium because Cam had more penalties and I didn't want to risk going for an overtake. But then Crispy spun on the last lap, so I just took P2. It was really hard at the end because the Inter runners almost caught up because Sanchez finished only 5 seconds behind me, so he was really close behind. And me not pitting, it was only because there was 2 laps left, so I didn't pit.
Well, in the end, that decision paid a lot dividends and got yourself a podium and a P2 in the United States Grand Prix. But a week from now, you have the Mexican Grand Prix. Do you favor that track? How do you think you'll go there?
I feel like it's kind of similar to the way USA is, just trying to avoid as many penalties, because the first sector and the middle sector, you can basically get a penalty at every corner, so it's just a game of avoiding penalties and keeping as much pace as possible. So it'll be an interesting race, I think.
Let's see how it plays out a week from now. But congratulations on your podium in the United States Grand Prix. We head over to Michi for P1.
Well, who P1 took us through that, started on the hard tyres, safety car came out, and then the rain came. What's happened in that race?
Yeah, what a race. I mean, the last few laps were really, really tense with the wet runners catching significantly faster than us. And yeah, with the battle with Crispy as well, made it even more tense. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, what a race. And then the start on the hards. I started on the hards because last season I lost the race against ARS Allen at Spa because he started on the hards, starting last, and he got a safety car at the end, and then he won the race. So that's kind of what inspired me to start on the hards this race, and it paid off really since I went to the safety car period. And then I had a good start, and the pace was really good until I spun behind someone who he didn't know how to overtake someone, so I kind of spun behind him. But the pace was good enough to catch back up, so yeah, good race.
Mexico next week. How you feeling there?
Mexico, never really been a good track for me, but I'm up for the challenge.
Well, congrats either way. It was a great win. in a absolutely superb Grand Prix. Way better than what T2 did earlier. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next week for the Mexican Grand Prix. It's always an exciting round of races, so tune in for that. And for now, it's